What's up, y'all? Mm. Another video. I'll probably be uploading the last one that I made. It's like a part 2 from the last I made. It was like an hour long, just as long as a movie of me talking. But I'm just gonna make another video, share my thoughts. It's about fall. It's regaining ourselves and not allowing our own, excuses to dictate our choices. Because sometimes the mind can tell your body to sit down and do nothing all day, while your body and soul is like, time to get up and do something. Otherwise, nothing's gonna get done. And that's chores and responsibilities. Responsibility to take care of my body. It's very important because otherwise we lose ourselves inside our own void. And we start to become really lazy. And when you're really lazy, you don't want to do a fucking thing. It's alright to be lazy, but sometimes too lazy, you can that's when you become overweight. And becoming overweight, you feel more pain, or depression, or anxiety. When you don't take care of yourself, you face consequences, health problems. That's why you have to be careful what you consume. I'll admit, I went back to eating a lot of cookies that, humans made, not what nature made. Of course, they use what nature made, but the amount of things they add, it's no longer nature. It's more from a science lab, and we're the subjects. So, sometimes I'll admit eating cookies are addicting because they can overtake the taste, but even when something might taste good, it might not be good for you. So, it's being smart with what you consume. And knowing what is not good for you and taking action to change that. It's extremely hard because the comfort zone is your brain, your environment. If you do not change your environment, you will not change yourself at all. Everything is all psychological. That's why when you visit monks, people who are spacious, they don't have too many things. That's why. If you have too many things and you live in comfort, you're living in fear. You're becoming too comfortable to a point where, it's not about having nothing. It's about having something that will allow you to regain and notice how much it's affecting your life badly or in a good way. I will admit, I truly feel the reason why sometimes I hate people is because we're all trying to come up with a solution to change other people. Dynamically to be perfect, and it's a very idealistic world, so there's people who might not agree with what you're doing, and that's fine, that's their problem. Sometimes I have trouble explaining this because I'm trying to word it where it makes sense. Sometimes I have to be careful what I say because some words don't mean that. So, I was playing video games. I chose the name Mira because, it's not because I would like to be a woman. It's because it goes deep. When you used to be someone else, and I'm not talking about psychology, it's beyond, it's spirit, reincarnation. In your past life, you could have been a part of somebody else's family tree, where your bloodline was completely different. It goes out there, and a lot of people, they choose what they want to believe in, but it doesn't really mean it could be true. And perhaps it is true. Everyone is on their own journey. They're all coming from somewhere. So, so, you could be someone who's very religious and you might believe in God and you think the devil is an entity, and you know what? The devil might be an entity. It might be a fear in your brain, and people pretend to be the devil, and they probably are the devil. They might be red, they might be black, not, African black, not racist black, but black as in, pitch dark space void black with red eyes and horns the size of the universe. A creature that swarms around the universe, observing the destruction of stars and planets. Kind of like Unicron from Transformers, or that giant planet destroyer from Marvel's. So everyone's path is different, but we're all on a journey. So I guess what I want to share too is when I was playing, multiplayer video games, I call myself Mira because it's, that was my name in my past life. And reincarnation is just as real as death is. Your body shuts down when it dies, and you move on. You basically go through back into the infinite tunnel and beyond to explore a new path, a new journey, a new life. You don't even have to be a human. There's so many different lifespans to experience, and this is a timeless realm. It's infinity. Infinity is not time. Infinity is existence itself. Creation, that's where it began. It's a root that expands infinitely through energy, matter. So you are exactly a soul like I am. So going back to what I was saying, because I wanted to clarify. To those who might not, understand, you will someday. You'll realize who you are beyond the identity self. You're not a part of the program. That's what they made you believe you are, but you're not that. You already are, God with many names. Many names comes from all the past lives you lived. So, going back to what I was going to say, so I call myself Mira and Sacred Roots on Destiny 2. That's a game I love. It's sad to see where it's going now, because, someday, a game that you really love dies off, and it's hard to see it go that way, end that way. A game built with passion first, and then it gets killed with corruption. So, I'm going to talk about a situation that I've been kind of holding back, and it's been affecting me a lot today. I did my research. I wanted to see if anybody else is going through the same situation. It seems like nobody really, I'm sure there's people out there like me kind of going through the same shit. So, you could be a male or a female. I don't give a fuck. But it's rough to see where this generation is going. When you want to play a game and you want to play with other people and learn from them, why would you give a fuck about someone's gender? Why would you fucking care if they're a female or a male? I sort of feel like females go through this more, where a lot of male that play video games, whoever sees a female name, they get all, they want to flirt with you. And, that they kind of get attached. Almost obsessively. It's like they have a thing for you, but at the same time, it's kind of like, if a woman is playing with a man name, or a man playing with a woman's name on a game, and all of a sudden that person, it's their problem, but they just completely go against you, and they completely ignore you. It could be somebody you know or not. You just met them through the game, and they just said too, we're just here to play the game. But for some reason, these people end up, they make it personal. It's as if when you play these online video games now, you'll meet all these people, some of them are at least like us. They don't give a fuck about what you are. They're just playing the game. And that's cool. That means you found another friend that wants to, play games. But now, when you meet people who give a fuck about what you are, and what your pronouns are, and what your gender is, they're weird. It's like they're not really playing the game. It's kind of like Tinder now. They want to play with someone who's in their category. And if you don't fit their category, they're gonna fucking lie to you. They're gonna treat you like shit. Man, let me tell you something. I got pissed off the other day. I didn't get mad at the person. I just kind of went silent and went no contact. But when your gut picks up the vibe where all of a sudden you feel like something changed between you and this person you don't even know, but you know that once they ask you that specific question, are you a girl or a boy? Why would you give a shit? You just said you were just playing the game and things like that, Sometimes you do have to kind of stand up for yourself. There's people like this everywhere now. It's strange. When I started playing video games, nobody really gave a shit. They never really cared. The people that I met, they did not give a shit. And that's why I'm like saying, I feel like if you're a woman who plays games, comment down below. Share your experiences. Share your story. I'll read it. Or if you're a man and you experience the same shit, comment down below. Share your experience. Maybe I'll definitely read it, and maybe somebody else will too, and they'll comment down below. But, it took me a while to, get to this topic, because I do want people, when I'm sure someone who will watch this will get where I'm coming from, but most people need elaboration. They don't understand unless they are told. They're very logical people, egotistical bastards. They need clarification, or else they won't like you. Or maybe they will like you, they just have a harder time understanding the true nature of spirituality beyond their duality and psychological self. So, but yeah, it's kind of fucked up, honestly, because now you become uncomfortable, because now you don't know if this person is trying to gaslight your ass. You don't know, like you feel like they're gossiping about you to their little small little fucking friends. Look, I'm somebody who does not give a shit if you're a woman or a man. If you're just playing the game, let's add me. If you play Destiny 2, just comment down below, add me. Just put add me, and then I'll send you my name to my Destiny 2 username, and we can play together. But man, I'm telling you, there's more people who are just strange. It's disgusting. It really is. And I really feel like women go through this more than men do. Because, that's not just because, I didn't pick the name Mira just because I wanted people to think I'm a girl. I chose it because, it's who I am, it's a part of me. It's a name that signifies something deep within me, and not a lot of people will understand. That's fine. But I just think it's crazy that so many people take this personally. It's a game, for God's sake. It's not Tinder, I've met more fucking assholes on games these days than humbleized, peaceful people who just want to play the game. They don't give a fuck about you. It's just, holy shit. It sucks, man. It really does. You just want to feel like you're welcomed. But most people are just the same. They're like the same goddamn snake wearing a different mask on their face. They'll act kind of chill, and then, if they ask you if you're a woman or a male, just tell them honestly. But if they distance themselves right after and they ignore everything you say, don't even play with that person. Fuck them. Manifest a better person who's just as good as them at the game, but they're not a dickweed. So, you know? It's hard, man. You know, I get, I get that people want to find people to play with and learn how to play the game. You know, I love playing PvP the most. Pisses me off sometimes, but you know, sometimes, you know, you learn more about the game when you're in PvP. PvP is challenging. It's fucking hard. You can meet people who could know more than you, and that's why it's good to like add those people that know what they're doing. 1v1 them, which I haven't really done because I'm scared. I should 1v1 one of them and get my ass whooped, but that's the thing though. A lot of people are toxic. So even when they might be really good at the game, you also have to watch for their behaviors. A lot of them are young. They're kids. But still, kid or not, adult, if they're toxic, skip over them. Go no contact. Stay silent. Don't give them the attention, because that's what they want from you. That's how they make content. You're the product that makes viewers laugh and pick on you. You know? So I like making long videos. I like sharing my thoughts. Maybe somebody will one day see my videos, and a couple people and more people along the way. Or maybe nobody at all, and it's just me watching my videos, and that's totally fine. That's the sad truth. It's quite sad, but it's true. You have to accept both ways. Maybe a couple people will like the video and they might not ever share your content, and that's fine. Maybe people will comment down below and actually share your shit. And that's cool. Awesome. Thank you for the support. But yeah. But, you know, that's the truth. You gotta accept either way. And, you know, I truly feel that a couple people will see and get this far into the video. A lot of people skip. They don't want to watch a big ass video. Fuck them. They can go fuck yourself. So, it's pretty much the truth. A lot of people demonetize your shit if you say too much curse words. I usually tell them, fuck you. Too bad. I feel like the reason why we curse so much is because we're just exhausted. We're tired of dealing with people who just betray us all the time. And that is why we all, you know, cry alone because we're so used to people telling us we're weak, we're wimpy. We feel like the world shouldn't, watch us cry because it's too painful, too much to bear. That's why so many people end up killing themselves, because they're just done. They don't want to deal with it. I don't blame them, you know. I'm never gonna kill myself because I do feel that many people out there need me. They haven't met me yet, but they need me. They need someone like me. There's people out there that do not know I exist yet, but they will. And they will love me for who I am, 100%. There will be people who do not like me at all, and that is totally fine. And they might admire me. They might respect me. But they will not like what I do, and that is totally fine. You know. So just stay put. Whoever you are, wherever you are, wherever you go, never give up, because no matter how painful it is, just understand, most people are the pile of shit on the ground, and then that's not you. You're the sky. See, I did that to make you laugh, because sometimes you just need comedy. Cry and laugh, that's like the best feeling ever. When you laugh it out and you cry later, you feel good. You feel empowered enough to move forward and get the fuck up. Because the feeling to embrace happiness, purity, emptiness, and love, to really enjoy something that you love, will always make you beautiful. So, yep. I went outside to take a walk like I am now. You know? Stretch your body. And I tell myself this: stretch your body, Alex. Right now, my body might not be quite happy with me, because it needs support, you know? We all need to support our temple. We can't abuse it. We can't ignore it. And just sitting for too long, you're abusing your body. You really are. And the consequences are health issues. stiff hip. I've always had that knot. It's like inside my hip, and it's been bothering me for so long. I wouldn't say it's an injury, but it's kind of like because I sat on my ass for way too long, that the stiffness between my hip and my leg, it just created a knot, and it does bother me over time. It gets painful. I worry about it because the older I get, it might actually become an injury where I won't be able to walk anymore. You know, I'd be able to walk, but I wouldn't be able to, stand too long because it hurts. And that's why we have to do what we need to do to support our body. Don't become that big fat onion like some people are in America. Jesus fucking Christ. The fatter you are, the older you look. Even in your 20s or 30s, oh my God, you look like you're 70 years old. It's sad, it really is. Even though it's incredible that the body could fucking hold that much fat without collapsing and fucking splitting apart. It's just completely incredible. But at the same time, one day your heart just stops beating, and then that's when you do collapse. One day your body just shuts down because it's so fucking exhausted. It cannot hold that much weight. That's the thing. You just cannot abuse your body. You gotta watch what you eat. That's number one. You gotta watch what you eat. It's okay to have a big fat belly, but sometimes you just cannot be so goddamn fat. You can't be a fat fuck. If you're a fat fuck, you should fucking look at yourself in the mirror and really look at yourself. Do you really love what you see? If you start crying, that means it's a sign that your body is trying to tell you something. Get up. Find a way. If it's like walking around your house for a little bit and then walk outside, then go outside and go to the gym, or look up how to obtain a good diet where your body can reduce fat, and watch what you eat. You don't want to do too much, because too much working out, you're abusing your temple again. You gotta stay balanced. Otherwise, there will be consequences with health issues again. Too much working out, you get too stiff. Too much stretching, you rip a muscle. So you have to be responsible, and you also have to know when something is too much for you. You have to know when to stop, take a break, cool down, and maybe go back, or not at all. There are just certain things in life that teaches us how to bear with the challenge and when to really know how to just quit. When you quit, you're not giving up. You're allowing yourself to just take a breath, chill out, regain your strength, regain your energy. Because too much, you're abusing yourself again. So, it's a nice day outside. Should really take advantage. And for those who need support, if you can't walk, if you can't do anything, but if you have strong arms, you can do anything, man or woman. I saw a man go to the gym on a wheelchair. His arms were strong and he was able to do what anybody else could do, except he don't allow your brain to limit you. You can do anything you want. Really, you can do anything you can. Your dreams are real to you, and you're the only one who can make it happen. Never give up. Do not allow yourself to fall into what many people do. That's just a reminder to myself, because I'm noticing that I am allowing myself to fall back to my old ways. Not because of fear, but because of needing to see things for myself, since I'm more aware. It's dangerous though, because addiction can consume you and time flies. When you do something that consumes you, time flies, and that's dangerous. You have so much time right now, Alex, and I tell myself this. I have so much time right now. I'm exactly where I need to be, but I have so much time right now. I should try and put something together, because otherwise I will run out of time, and all of everything that I thought about has not happened. And that is what happens to most of us. Most people, they sit around, they think they'll live forever, until one day they run out of time. When you desire to live long and prosper, you need to take care of yourself. I truly believe humans were able to live 150 years. I truly believe that, because the food was different, the environment was healthy, people knew what to do, they took care of themselves. We were more connected to nature than we were connected to all these devices. Even when these devices might help you, they distract you more to the purpose of why we're here in the first place. So, try to go back to your healthy routine. I tell this to myself, and I tell this to other people who is watching this. Try to go to your healthy routine. Do what you used to do and get back to that, do soul work. You may have wanted to do mind stuff, but you know what? When you know that you've done and you've seen enough, it's time to stop and go do your shit. Because balance, you can do mind stuff and you can do soul work too, but you have to be responsible. You cannot make excuses. Especially when we catch ourselves to a point where we end up saying, oh God, I don't want to do this right now. You know what? Do it anyway. That's just your brain talking shit. It doesn't want you to go change. It wants you to do something that it wants to do. And you know what? Just do it. Do it for 5 minutes, then go back and do your shit. And then do it again for another 5 minutes, and then go back and do your shit. Then do it again for another 5 minutes or 10 minutes if you wanted to. And then go back and do your shit and just sleep. That's it. And do it again every single day. I realized that virtual reality, we end up becoming attached to this avatar we create. And then the avatar becomes the reflection of who we were back then in the past life.
Then it's ready,
and
you can have it or not.
We end up becoming so immersed with technology that we end up forgetting this temple. What is really important? Our health or the fake universe? I call it the fake universe because, well, sometimes you have to remind your brain that that is real. Yes, it's happening. You created it, so it became real to you, but you also have to realize that you have this body too. That's why I truly feel like it's harder to bear two realities at once because one of them always takes over the other. You end up liking the other self more, so you put more time into the other avatar and you don't focus on this one. You don't focus here. You're too focused on that world that you're not taking care of this one. And that can really shift you, and it can affect you, and it can affect a lot of people around you too. You become more cranky, you become more selfish, you become more arrogant, you become more ignorant. You also kind of sort of absorb things more faster than usual. You become more impatient. You become more irresponsible. All those things, and you turn into a narcissist right back. You say you're not a narcissist, but now you're acting just like one to everybody else. And that's the poison right there. That's the poison that destroyed your passion. You know, like the things that I've done, I have so many sticks in there, like crazy looking, artsy, creative sticks. And I didn't put time to put, I didn't put the time to continue because now I am too selfish and occupied within this other world that I've added into this life. We have to choose this life. We have to choose one or the other. It's hard to let it, I keep trying to tell myself this because it's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard to realize how much impact someone or something or someplace or a situation can affect our daily habits, our behaviors, and our whole life. When I left Second Life, I first took a 3-week break. And then I went back, and I've noticed something off on the first day. You feel refreshed, you're able to be who you are, but then every time you just feel this desperate need to go back to your old ways. And after the second day, and then after a week, after a month, you go back to the narcissist. You actually become your own worst nightmare. And then I took a 3-month break, and I've realized how free I felt. How, I did do things to keep me busy and distracted, but did it help me? No, it did not. It did not help me at all. It did help me to a point where I just didn't want to go back to Second Life at all. Until I got curious, and then now here I am. I went back to Second Life. The very same feeling happened again on the first day. You feel weird. You feel weird because you created the avatar, but now you feel the desperate need to go back even deeper. So you want to experience the same old shit you did already. That's what addiction is. You look at it. It only takes one take. And then after that, you're hooked. You're hooked. Don't beat yourself up. Whatever you do, don't beat yourself up. Accept this is what's happening. And be positive and try to look out of the box. And try to slowly quit. Because, it's, virtual reality. The only difference versus, cocaine and all these things. Second Life can be a drug, but it has benefits. It has creative benefits. When you do something that you're passionate about and you realize Second Life can help you with that, you have to take action and you have to be responsible. Set boundaries for yourself and not make excuses like I do. And I'm telling myself this because I am an artist. I will admit I am very kinky minded, and I am very extremely deeply into the lust world right now. I'm too attached to, I'm aware of the separation consciousness where the ego becomes too attached to the physical self, that it starts to explain to every single person to why I chose to call myself Mira, why I chose to, you know, like my woman self in the immersive virtual world. But now I'm attaching myself back to my past life. But it's going the wrong way. It's not soul work. It's mind stuff. And it's not, I'm aware of it. I'm aware of what it's doing to me. It's, like I'm starting to do things that are not exactly what I would do in real life. And, it does, at a certain point, allow me to create my own quote, wisdom and philosophy, and talking about how many people are stupid and how very few of us are really smart that influence the right people. And it can be really tiring because, I'm beating myself up. I'm not, not like, emotionally or physically. It's energetically. I'm like beating my vibes up to do things I don't want to do. Things that make me hate people more, including myself. Look at me. I make such a handsome man. I love this face. I love this. But the thing is, this is not who I am. This face, this look, this is not who I am. I'm the soul, but I might be the person that many people see that's what I am. This is what I am now. My name is Alexander Nisno. That's a name that came with, it didn't come with the body, but the mother who gave birth to the body that I'm in gave it a name. This is not who I am. I'm not the body. I'm the soul. The soul is beyond body. And, it's really hard to explain that to a lot of people because many of us believes we're in here. We think this face is, we think psychology is that spirit. It's not. It's not. If you believe that, you are being told the wrong things. You need help. Like, you don't need, psychological help. You just need to allow yourself to open up to the real thing, the real spiritual aspect, not the psychological one, the real thing. You just need to wake up, and then life will change, and a lot of people around you will think you're fucking crazy. But that's too bad. But yeah. Seems like this is another hour-long video so far, and that's totally fine. But yeah, it's it can be very, very hard, there is only one you in this universe. There could be another you in another universe, just like the Marvel film of Deadpool and Wolverine, where Deadpool had multiple selves in different multiverses, and that could be completely true too, but there is only one of you in each universe. And nobody else can copy you. They can try to copy you, but they don't carry the same quality and vision as you. So, yeah, if you made it this far, thank you. It means a lot that somebody listened and has the clarity and the patience. That means you're also struggling too. It's okay. You know, you struggle because a lot of people are taught how to be more like, too much in the system, too much in the head. It just becomes very, it becomes very tiring. The, the best thing you can do is just keep going, because think about the people that have not met you yet. And they will. Think about the people who will one day meet you, even when they don't know you exist yet. They will be proud they have met you. If you kill yourself now, those people who have never met you, they would kill themselves too. This world needs people who are authentic, different, to make a difference in society. Charlie Kirk was one of them. I didn't agree with certain things he did. Sad, and that's fine. We all have our own way of showing the truth that still shows the point. But there are people out there, and I'm very aware that there are people out there who do not like seeing the truth being seen by so many people that they end up killing you. They send somebody to assassinate you, and that's because you said something that was true. They did the same thing to Jesus Christ 3,000 years ago. Hung him on a cross. That cross means you're a puppet to a society that sees you as a rat. Not as a hero, but as a slave. To a hierarchy of manipulators. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I've said what I needed to say today. Go stretch, do your thing, take care of yourself, watch what you eat. Even when something tastes good, always look at what they put in your fucking food. Because there are things out there that are actually real food. Don't be afraid. If you want to go out to a restaurant, go fucking eat at a restaurant. Treat yourself. People around you might complain saying, oh, you spent all your money on a $140 restaurant. What the fuck? Well, guess what? They missed out. You got to eat real food. You know, treat yourself. You don't even have to go to a restaurant. You could just go to a grocery store and buy real food with real ingredients, like, the organic stuff. Get real things. Or go to a farm. If you don't live nearby a farm, drive there, even if it's 10 miles. At least it's worth it, Don't be lazy. Don't box yourself in, Sometimes you just have to take the sacrifice, because the sacrifice might reward you with the best. People, food, community, and it's not a cult. There's so many communities out there that are cults. Follow your gut. Trust it. As soon as you feel your gut twisting, walk away. Walk away. Trust your intuition, because I'm telling you, I've ignored my fucking intuition so much. Sometimes you get curious, and maybe a little too curious, especially when your gut twists up. It might not be the location, but it might be the person that's in the room right now. Don't give them attention. Sometimes your gut alerts you to be cautious, not to approach certain people, but to pay attention. When you pay attention, you're able to clarify, okay, this person's no good, let's not pay attention to them, ignore them. When they're a center of attention, all they need is your attention, that's it. So anyway, my food, my dinner's ready. My dad made some, clam sauce, which we haven't really had in a while. It's like clam sauce and spaghetti, my favorite. There's a cat right there. He's fluffy. So, yeah. I'm gonna go stretch, do my thing, give my body care, because that's what we gotta do. We gotta take care of ourselves. Otherwise, we face consequences, and it's not gonna be good ones either. Health problems, you don't want that. You don't want to have a heart attack just because you sat on your ass your whole life. Heart attacks are like when when you breathe, but then one of your, whatever they call it, it's all clogged up and shitty. And when you breathe and all of a sudden you can't breathe because you're having a heart attack, well, people die from that, man. It's a really nasty way to die, man. You feel the pain, and all of a sudden you die. You have a stroke. That's a bad way to die. It's a really bad way to die. The good way to die is to die old. To know that you left something behind that will soon allow people to change their ways. You might not be able to see it, and maybe you will, but your name will be remembered by many people. So, take care of yourselves, because there's not many people left who can understand or describe what I just said, this whole video. Take care of yourself. pay attention to who you allow into your life and who you surround yourself with. You know, you play games or you do anything, any other event, it's the same thing. You gotta pay attention who you surround yourself with, because that can affect how you look at yourself. Anyway, I'm gonna let this go. So, subscribe, share, comment down below, share your story, and yeah, take care, y'all. Bye.